Hailie Deegan just received a go signal from a UFC legend. Donald Cowboy Cerrone is well known for his boldness and tenacity in the cage as a mixed martial artist. With an outstanding professional record of 37 wins and 16 losses, the former UFC fighter has cemented his status as one of the most talented and challenging rivals in the sport. However, it seems Cerrone's admiration and respect extend beyond the field of combat sports. Recent comments he made regarding wannabe NASCAR racer Hailie Deegan on her Instagram post serve as an example of this. What could this be, and will Hailie Deegan be a plus or minus to ThorSport racing in 2023? Let's find out. Hello NASCAR fam, and welcome back to NASCAR Live. But before we begin, subscribe to our channel and hit the like button, and let's begin. In the comments section of Deegan's Instagram post, the duo could be seen interacting with one another. Deegan was ready to respond wittily to Cowboy when Cerrone offered a kind compliment for her. That image was posted on Instagram by popular racer Hailie Deegan, who is known for her aggressive driving style. The caption contained information about her racing at Daytona International Circuit. "Man, I need to step my race suit game up. You look so much cooler than me," wrote Cerrone in his fast reply. The comment was received by Deegan supporters with delight and love, and many of them expressed their appreciation for both Cerrone and Deegan. In response to the UFC legend's remark, Deegan highlighted her racing suit clothing line, Apline Stars. "Gotta get on that Alpine Stars program," Deegan retorted. Even though they participate in various sports, it is typical for professional players to support and motivate one another. The 39-year-old himself has benefited from this kind of assistance. After he made a significant declaration in 2022, Cowboy was showered with thanks and acclaim from competitors and supporters. In his UFC career, Donald Cerrone saw a lot of ups and downs. Cowboy withdrew from the competition after losing all 7 of his last fights. The American took on Jim Miller at UFC 276 in place of Bobby Green. In the post-fight interview, Cerrone declared his retirement after losing the fight by submission. Fans have always admired and revered the former MMA fighter despite his lackluster performances at the end. The fighter's supporters frequently express their respect for both his personality and skills in the ring. Although Donald Cerrone's comment on Hailie Deegan's Instagram photo may have appeared to be a small gesture, it says a lot about the respect and camaraderie that exist among athletes, regardless of the sport they participate in. Even if he isn't fighting, fans would still like to see more of Cowboy on social media. How do you perceive their interactions? Please tell us in the comments section. So will there be a new Hailie Deegan in 2023 with a new team and truck? It is well known that Hailie Deegan switched truck series teams in the off-season, moving from David Gilliland Racing, where she competed in the series full-time in 2021 and 2022, to ThorSport Racing for the 2023 season. Many people thought the 21-year-old Temecula, California native would have advanced to the Xfinity Series in 2023. She was one of the more well-liked racers in NASCAR, but as things are, she has been riding in a truck for the past 3 seasons. Is that a narrative that is either positive or negative, different from the first 2, or both? Many people believe that Deegan to be Danica Patrick's obvious successor in terms of popularity, and she was undoubtedly superior in terms of finishes and overall performance. She has, however, reportedly hit a wall, finishing 17th in her first full-time season as a rookie in 2021, and an even more dismal 21st in the final truck standings in 2022. In 2021, she was only able to place in 1 top 10. In 2022, she placed in 2, with 0 top 5 finishes and no victories. Deegan did not have the successful debut for ThorSport that she had wanted for the 2023 truck season opening race on Friday night at Daytona International Speedway. She came in 35th and wrecked out approximately 1/3 of the way through the race, the 28th lap in what was a rain-shortened 79-lap event. So why does she deserve a different ride? Fans find Deegan to be fascinating. With more than 1.3 million Instagram followers, 330,000 YouTube subscribers, and a surprisingly modest 141,000 Twitter followers, she is perhaps one of the most well-liked NASCAR racers. And to top it all off, she was named the 2021 and 2022 NASCAR Camping World Truck Series Most Popular Driver. Of course, fame in NASCAR isn't everything, which brings up what she has accomplished on the track. To put it politely, her truck series results have been erratic and disappointing. But a lot of Deegan supporters think it's difficult to deduce anything meaningful from the truck series results. This is because there is balance throughout the series, and there are a lot of crashes and yellow flags. She placed 22nd overall on average in 2022, compared to 20.9 in 2021, which was a decline. Examining her qualifying performance would be a good method to get a look at the finishing outcomes. The driver's qualifying performance provides insight into their speed and understanding of the vehicle and track. Her qualifying position in 2022, according to her qualifying results, was 20th, down from 18th in 2021. It's time for another 24 races this year, or 23 as of right now, following the crash of Daytona, despite her less than stellar performance in nearly every category in which she has scored. Her CV has obviously benefited from her 2 years of racing and one Xfinity Series start when she finished 13th in 2022. It's highly likely that joining ThorSport will be a wise professional move for her, regardless of whether her performance supports that decision. Her future in ThorSport racing. Deegan will compete in the Truck Series for a third consecutive season, thanks to her move to ThorSport, which she and her father/manager Brian Deegan probably did not foresee. While this may hinder her development and delay her hopes of one day competing in the NASCAR Cup Series, it will allow Hailie to race for a reputable team and produce anticipated better results than in her first 2 seasons. Also, the fact that she will be competing for ThorSport in a Ford truck, as she did with DGR, won't hurt. As a result of ThorSport Racing's accomplishments in the Truck Series, there will be high expectations. With Ben Rhodes winning the most recent championship in 2021, ThorSport has won 5 titles. 36 pole positions and 46 race wins are among ThorSport's other accomplishments. The drivers they have fielded and the results they have achieved have earned them a reputation as the top team in the Truck Series. As Deegan teams up with the veteran Matt Crafton, Ben Rhodes, and Ty Majeski in the ThorSport lineup, she will not only be able to learn more directly from the team drivers. These drivers are some of the most successful in the competition. Every season, ThorSport has had drivers competing in the playoffs. The only members of the Championship 4 in 2022 were Rhodes and Majeski. And this raises the issue of what Deegan needs to accomplish this season in order to acquire the respect of both owners and supporters. The outcomes are where it all begins. She will need to at least compete for a playoff position, if only to demonstrate her competitiveness, because she races for a premier team that consistently fields numerous drivers in the playoffs. Given how challenging it can be to achieve results, Deegan must at the very least demonstrate playoff speed, and most probably consistently. She will find it difficult to acquire respect if she qualifies low on the grid and does not finish in the top 10. Another excellent method of assessing outcomes is to compare her performance to that of her teammates. She will be evaluated in accordance with how frequently she places higher than her teammates. With the caliber of her teammates and everything they've achieved in a truck over their individual careers, however, that'll be easier said than done. The verdict. Regardless of how Deegan's transition to ThorSport turns out, it represents a significant advancement in her career. She will have the best chance to excel in the 2023 season if she gets a top ride. She might participate in the Xfinity Series in 2024 if her season is a success, and that might also be facilitated by her connections to Tony Stewart. The proof will, so to speak, be in the pudding, on the track in 2023 rather than in the mud. And now let's take a closer look at how Hailie Deegan performed in the truck race at Daytona. Due to a multi-truck accident on lap 30 of the 100-lap NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series season opener, Hailie Deegan, Dean Thompson, and Clay Greenfield will not be competing in Friday's Next Era Energy 250 at Daytona International Speedway. While operating in the middle of a 3-wide position and attempting to avoid vehicles on all sides of him, Clay Greenfield, driving the number 84 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro for Cook Racing Technologies, was involved in an accident. The number 84 suddenly lost control as it approached the halfway point of the triangular track, spinning in front of many trucks and colliding with a number of others in the process. Together with Dean Thompson and Greenfield, Hailie Deegan received the accident's most serious injuries, while Daniel Dye, Brett Holmes, Matt DiBenedetto, and Tanner Gray were among the drivers who took less severe injuries. Josh Rome, who was operating AM Racing's number 22 Ford F-150 at the time of the collision, was also involved according to NASCAR timing and scoring. Deegan, who was driving the number 13 Ford F-150 for ThorSport Racing, finished just ahead of Greenfield in the 35th position on Friday at Daytona.
I saw the 84 sideways, and that was pretty much that, but I saw him going down the track, and so I went up, and it was just quite split-second decision. You just go right or left, and so and then you end up bouncing back up off another truck. So it is what it is. I mean, Daytona's one of those races to where you either finish in the top 10 or you end up on the trailer hump. So
you seem really competitive and racy there in that first stage. Does it kind of sting more knowing that that truck looked like a possibly winning truck?
Yeah, I think it hurts even worse than any of them have, because the fact that we were running really good. I felt like my truck had killer speed, ran good with some of the other guys, and I just think that could have had a good one. But that's, I mean, super speedway racing. You can't really, no matter, a lot of people have a good truck or good car here and end up in one.
Friday night's rain-shortened, wreck-filled NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series debut at Daytona was won by Zane Smith. With 21 of the 100 planned laps remaining, Smith was in the lead when NASCAR declared the race over at 11:12 p.m. Eastern Time. The Daytona winner was won by Smith, who was the Truck Series winner from the previous year.
I know there's about a million ways to get one at Daytona, but we're proving that. So obviously wanted to go back racing there somewhat to duke it out with good friends of mine, actually. But hey, we'll take a win at Daytona any day we get. Just a huge shout out to everyone at Front Row Motorsports. This whole group, man, I've said it over and over again. They work their guts out, and it proves it. So, or they prove it. But locked in the playoffs, it's like a repeat of last year.
Tanner Gray, Christian X, Colby Howard, and Grant Enfinger came in behind Smith at the finish line. Smith took the lead on 15 of the final 17 circuits. Chase Elliott, a former Cup Series winner, was in 10th place, and Travis Pastrana, a famous action sports athlete who will be making his Cup Series debut at the Daytona 500 Sunday, was in 13th. Earlier in the race, moderate rain dropped across the 2.5-mile track, but with 27 laps to go, the storms grew heavier, and officials stopped the field on pit road under red flag circumstances. At that point, Smith was in the lead. And that ends today's episode. We sincerely hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to see even more of our incredible videos.